Yes.
What's there in $1,000 bill? Like $10 is already in $1,000 bill, $100 already in $1,000 bill. So like
That's a good statement also. That's a very bona fide statement. But that's not the answer you gave, but it's also true. Prabhu,
you are a little advanced.
Yes, and how is that? What is that advancement? What is that advancement?
Because they listen to their spiritual master.
Yes, and in what way? There's a kind of a concluding statement.
Chanting Hare Krishna.
That's also true. Yes, but because they accepted Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the conclusion after all the different cantos, starting from first canto all the way through, the 12th canto, the conclusion is you have to accept Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So these devotees, even though we're a neophyte, that we accept Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Krishna stu Bhagavan Swayam. So then he gave class on Chaitanya Charitamrita. He gave it here in Atlanta, in February of 1975. And then after the installation of the Gaura-Nitaya deities there on Peachtree, is it Peach? No, it's Ponce. He also gave the class on Chaitanya Charitamrita in New York when he came for the first big Rath Yatra festival in the East Coast. Well, no, second big festival, but first big festival in New York City, 1976. He spoke on Chaitanya Charitamrita. So not always Srimad Bhagavatam, mostly, but not always. And when he spoke on Chaitanya Charitamrita, he sang a particular song. I don't know if you know. Yes, Parama Karuna by Lochan Das Thakur. So, he said, this song by Lochan Das Thakur, I'm going to sing it today.
Let's do it.
And he said, actually, even before this, when Prabhupada first came to Henry Street, where I joined the Hare Krishna movement in Henry Street in 1971 of March, and he came, we heard that Srila Prabhupada had begun chanting, because it was only in India, just prior to that, he started chanting, what's that prayer? Before, what is it?
Jai Radha Madhava.
Yeah. We usually say Jai Radha Madhava, right? But it's really, I don't mean to put you on the spot. Jai Radha, 2 long A's, Radha. If you listen to Srila Prabhupada chanting, he'll say Jai Radha Madhava, and then devotees chant Jai Radha Madhava, right? But when Lord Chaitanya took sannyas, he traveled he took sannyas in Katwa, which is northwest of Bengal, Navadvip, from Keshava Bharati. And then for 3 days, he didn't take any food, and he was wandering, or he was traveling on his way. He thought he was going to Vrindavan, but he was traveling through, the name of the places he was going? Radha Desh, not Radha Desh. Because you changed the one long A. And it's not all you are Americans, I know that, but in the West, it's often hard for us to differentiate between a long A and a short A, but even that changes the meaning. Just like Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu. Is it really? You sure that? Yeah. Cool. But usually we sing Nityananda, right? Yeah, long A, first day. But Nityananda, yeah. It may seem like a little tiny thing, but we had a summer camp for kids in Gita Nagari, and there was a little 10-year-old girl, and her name was Pari. How would you pronounce that?
Pari.
Yeah. Or if you're kind of from the French side, you say Paris. Gay Paris. So I said Paris, and she said, no, it's Pari, not Paris, come on. And that's just a little girl. And of course, Bhava Grahi Janardana, Krishna accepts your faith and your intention and your love, but at the same time, after you've been around us a while, it's probably a good idea for us to say the name right, correct? Yeah. So Nityananda, Radha. So anyway, he introduced this prayer, Jaya Radha Madhava, and we heard about it in New York, but we didn't know how he chanted it, because then you didn't have Instagram or TikTok or any of those things. So a devotee made up a tune. It went like this: Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Giri Varadhari. Like that. You get the idea. So then when Srila Prabhupada came, he came in July of 1971, first time to Henry Street, Brooklyn, different Brooklyn temple than now. And he said, you know the song, before Srimad Bhagavatam class, he said, you know the song Jai Radha Madhava? Radha Madhava? Yeah. Yes, everybody said yes. You think you can follow me? Everybody said yes. And then he said, he chanted, Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. And the devotees chanted back. What do you think? Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. You can hear it on the. Actually, what happened with the tape, you can hear the recording. But Prabhupada kept on chanting. He kept on chanting, and finally we caught on. And how come people chanted that different tune? He said, Prabhupada said, hey, he's right there. He said, do you think you can follow me? And we couldn't follow him. Right there, you're saying it. We could. Why is that? Why? What happened?
Because you had to unlearn what you learned.
Yeah. You had some other ideas in your mind, other tunes or other tempos or other ideas. Does that happen in Krishna consciousness?
Yeah.
We come with our other ideas and we kind of put it onto. Yeah, it happens. Yeah. So anyway, so he said the same thing in Atlanta and in New York when he said, you know this song Parama Karuna, you can follow me, and it's a little, because it's not the standard 4/4 beat, it's a 3/4 beat, or sometimes devotees say 2 beat. But it's a nice song. And you might know this song, Parama Karuna. Karuna means mercy. And Parama means the topmost mercy. Parama Karuna, Pahu Dvijan. Pahu means, it's a Bengali is a little different than Hindi and Sanskrit. You can say Bengali with a Sanskrit accent, you can say Sanskrit with a Bengali accent. But Pahu is Prabhu. Hey Prabhu, hey Prabhus. So Pahu means Prabhu or Lord. Pahu, who are the two lords? Dvijan, two Dvijan. Who's the two lords? Nitai Gaurachandra. Parama Karuna, Pahu Dvijan, Nitai Gaurachandra. These two lords are they're giving the topmost mercy. Shab of all, avatar, of all avatars, Shar. Shar means, from Srimad Bhagavatam, first what? Shar. Essence, cream, yeah, the essence, yeah. In Bengali, most of our songs are in Bengali. The song is also Bengali. They say the S like shah, 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 shah. Even though there's no dot or slash over it, it's all shah, shah. Prashadam. But, you heard Srila Prabhupada say the 6 Goswamis. There's no H there, but that's Bengali pronunciation. And Lord Chaitanya spoke Bengali also. So, Shab, avatar, of all avatars, Shad, the cream or the essence. Shiramani. Shiramani means, anybody used to do or still does Hatha Yoga? No. There's an asana where people stand on their head. What's that called? Shirshasana. Shirshasana. Head asana. Head asana. Shir. So Shira, money means a jewel. So Shiramani means the crown jewel, like the British Museum has the crown jewels of the crown of the British royalty. It's the best. Those are the best. The shad, the cream, and Shiramani means the crest jewel of all the incarnations. Why? Kevala Ananda Kanda. Kevala means entirely. Ananda means blissfully done. Kanda, done. Parama Karuna Pahudvijan, Nitai Gaurachandra, Shab Avatar, Shar Shiramani, Kevala Ananda Kanda. Then Bhaja Bhai. Oh, worship with devotion. Oh, brothers, you can include sisters if you want. Bhaja Bhai. Chaitanya Nitai, you understand. Sudridha, with great, Dridha means determination. Sudridha means with great determination. Su, you put like, Sumedhasa. There's Medha means intelligence, and Sumedhasa is really a woke person. So, Sumedha, very, very smart. Sumedhasa. So, Sudridha means great determination. Vishvas, with faith. Kori, do it with great. Bishaya Charya, give up your selfish desires. Bishaya Charya, Sera Se Majia, and get into this. Get into this. Majia means get absorbed in it. Get into this. Mukhe Bolo, Hari Hari. And with your mouth, mukhe, with your mouth, chant, bolo, Hari Hari. Okay, so we'll chant this. I know I'm talking too much now. Hare Krishna. You can follow. We'll just at least those two verses. I'll try to sing the same tune. Oh, by the way, the tune that I sang for the Hare Krishna, that's one of Prabhupada's tunes. Did you know that?
Oh, I didn't.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. They used to call it the Ganges tune. But anyway, that's a Prabhupada tune. You don't have to chant the Prabhupada tune, but there are many tunes. But so it's Parama Karuna Pahu Dvijana Nitai Gaurachandra It's almost a morning tune, but it's not. You know? Parama Karuna Pahu Dvijana Nitai Gaurachandra Shabavatar Shar Shiramani Kebala Ananda Kanda Shab Avatar Shar Shiramani Kevala Ananda Kanda Bhaj Bhaj Bhai Chaitanya Nitai Sudridha Vishasha Kari Bhaj Bhaj Bhai Chaitanya Nitai Sudridha Vishasha Kari Vishaya Chadiya Sera Se Majiya Mukhe Bolo Hari Hari Mukhe Bolo Hari Hari Mukhe Bolo Hari Hari Parama Karuna Pahu Dvijana Nitai Gaurachandra Parama Karuna Pahu Dvijana Nitai Gaurachandra Shab Avatar Shar Shiramani Kevala Ananda Kanda Shab Avatar Shar Shiramani Kevala Ananda Kanda Parama Karuna Pahu Dvijana Nitai Gaura Chanda Parama Karuna Pahu Dvijana Nitai Gaura Chanda Parama Karuna Pahu Dvijana Nitai Gaura Chanda. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramhansa Paribrajak Acharya Ashtotarasata Shri Srimad His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupada Ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai. ISKCON founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Nam Acharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Prem Se Kaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advait Gadadhar Shri Bashadi Gaur Bhakti Vrinda Ki Jai. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopal Gopinath Shyam Kund Radha Kund Giri Govardhan Ki Jai. Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai. Navadip Mayapur Dham Ki Jai. Ganga Mayi Ki Jai. Jamuna Mayi Ki Jai. Tulsi Devi Ki Jai. Bhakti Devi Ki Jai. Shramaveta Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Gaur Premanande. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glory to Shri Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga Hari Hari Bol. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutare Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namane Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirbhishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Dishatharine. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Thank you for inviting me here today. I appreciate it very much. And, before Chaitanya Charitamrita, I was wondering, because I didn't remember what Srila Prabhupada chanted, before Srimad Bhagavatam. We usually say, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So different people say different things before Chaitanya. Some people go, Jai Jai Shri Chaitanya, So I was wondering, what did Srila Prabhupada do before Chaitanya Charitamrita class? Very good, very good. Yeah, he said Om Namo Bhagavate. Well, actually, it wasn't him, it was his secretary. He was a Pradyumna Nitai. Yeah. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. We're going to read from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Lila, chapter 19, text 151. You chant responsibly? Yeah, you can find it. Brahmanda Brahmite Kon Bhagyavan Jeev. Brahmanda Brahmite Kon Bhagyavan Jeev. Brahmanda Brahmite Kon Bhagyavan Jeev. Guru Krishna Prasade Pai Bhakti Lata Bij. Guru Krishna Prasade Pai Bhakti Lata Bij. Brahmanda Brahmite Kon Bhagyavan Jeev. Guru Krishna Prasade Pai Bhakti Lata Bij. Oh, there it is. Okay. Please.
Brahmanda Brahmite Kona Bhagyavan Jeev.
Brahmanda Brahmite Kona Bhagyavan Jeev.
Guru Krishna Prasade Pai Bhakti Lata Bij.
Guru Krishna Prasade Pai Bhakti Lata Bij. Brahmanda Brahmite Kona Bhagyavan Jeev. Guru Krishna Prasade Pai Bhakti Lata Bij. Brahmanda Brahmite Kon Bhagyavan Jeev. Guru Krishna Prasade Pai Bhakti Lata Bij. Brahmanda Brahmite Kon Bhagyavan Jeev. Guru Krishna Prasade Pai Bhakti Lata Bij. Brahmanda Brahmite Korna Bhagyavan Jeev. Guru Krishna Prasade Pai Bhakti Lata Bij. Brahmanda Brahmite. Wandering in this universe. Korna. Some. Bhagyavan. Most fortunate. Jeev. Living being. Guru. Of the spiritual master. Krishna. Of Krishna. Prasade. By the mercy. Pai. Gets. Bhakti Lata. Of the creeper of devotional service. Bij. The seed. Translation. According to their karma, all living entities are wandering throughout the entire universe. Some of them are being elevated to the upper planetary systems, and some are going down into the lower planetary systems. Out of many millions of wandering living entities, one who is fortunate gets an opportunity to associate with a bona fide spiritual master by the grace of Krishna. By the mercy of both Krishna and the spiritual master, such a person receives the seed of the creeper of devotional service. Could you read that first paragraph of the purport, Vishnu Chitta, Prabhu? Can you see it?
Yes. When we speak of Brahmanda, we refer to the whole universe or to the cluster of many millions of universes. In all the universes, there are innumerable planets, and there are innumerable living entities upon those planets, in the air, on land, and in water. There are millions and trillions of living entities everywhere, and they are engaged by Maya in suffering and enjoying the results of their fruitive activity, life after life. This is the position of the materially conditioned living entities. Out of many of these living entities, one who is actually fortunate, Bhagyavan, comes in contact with a bona fide spiritual master by Krishna's mercy.
Bahutsaha, Prabhu, could you read?
Krishna is situated in everyone's heart, and if one desires something, Krishna fulfills one's desire. If the living entity by chance or fortune comes in contact with the Krishna consciousness movement, and wishes to associate with that movement, Krishna, who is situated in everyone's heart, gives him the chance to meet a bona fide spiritual master. This is called Guru Krishna Prasad. Krishna is prepared to bestow his mercy upon all living entities, and as soon as a living entity desires the Lord's mercy, the Lord immediately gives him an opportunity to meet a bona fide spiritual master. Such a fortunate person is fortified by both Krishna and the spiritual master. He is helped from within by Krishna and from without by the spiritual master. Both are prepared to help the sincere living being become free from material bondage.
I don't know anybody else's name, so I could. Yeah, sure. Rishi Kumar Prabhu, Haribol.
How one can become this fortunate can be seen in the life of Srila Narada Muni. In his previous life, he was born of a maidservant. Although he was not born into a prestigious position, his mother was fortunately engaged in rendering service to some Vaishnavas. When these Vaishnavas were resting during the Chaturmasya period, the boy Narada took the opportunity to engage in their service. Taking compassion upon the boy, the Vaishnavas offered him the remnants of their food. By serving these Vaishnavas and obeying their orders, the boy became the object of their sympathy, and by the Vaishnavas' unknown mercy, he gradually became a pure devotee. In the next life, he was Narada Muni, the most exalted of Vaishnavas and the most important guru and acharya of Vaishnavas.
One more paragraph. What's that? Giri.
Following in the footsteps of Narada Muni, this Krishna conscious movement is rendering service to humanity by giving everyone a chance to come in contact with Krishna. If one is fortunate, he becomes intimately related with this movement. Then by the grace of Krishna, one's life becomes successful. Everyone has dormant Krishna bhakti, love for Krishna. And in the association of good devotees, the love is revealed. As stated in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya 22:107, Nitya Seda Krishna Prema Sadha Kabu Naya Shravanadi Shuddha Chitte Kariye Udaya. Dormant devotional service to Krishna is within everyone. Simply by one's associating with devotees, hearing their good instructions and chanting the Hare Krishna mantra, dormant love for Krishna is awakened. In this way, one acquires the seed of devotional service, Guru Krishna Prasadi by Bhakti Lata Beach.
Thank you. Om Agyana Timidandhasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Nama Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtang Stapitang Jena Bhutale Shayam Rupa Kadamaikam Dadati Shapandantikam Banchakalpatarubhyascha Kripasindubhyevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivashadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Before speaking, I'd like to ask permission from all the devotees, particularly those who might be senior either by age or advancement in Krishna consciousness, permission to speak.
There's only Srila Prabhupada in that category.
Huh?
There's only Srila Prabhupada in that category.
I don't know. We don't know. I didn't know that. We don't know that. When Maitreya Muni and Vidura was asking for Maitreya Muni, and Vidura was there, Uddhava was there. So he asked Uddhava to speak, but he said, no, Maitreya Muni is here. And I can't speak because he's senior to me by age. Who's more intimate than Uddhava? But he said, Maitreya is senior. So I have to speak. And otherwise, Prabhupada remarks in the purport that that's an offense to do that. So anyway, better be safe than sorry, right? And we didn't see Srila Prabhupada say that, because he was, the preeminent guru of everybody. But in this day and age, we have to be a little careful, because so what happened was, in Philadelphia, they asked a younger devotee to do a class, and so this person asked me, he said, well, there's so many other devotees here, what should I do? What should I do? So I said, you got to get permission, that's all. Permission before you speak. Otherwise, it'd be, from there. So I think I take it usually as a practice just to be a little bit, it's not because I'm humble, I'll tell you that, but it's because it has nothing to do with that, but it's just a better, avoid offenses. That's a good thing to do. Yeah, anyway. So I say that, I usually start with the class that, yeah. So, this verse is a very famous verse from Chaitanya Charitamrita. Maybe some of you know it already. And I also like to thank you for inviting me and to recognize His Holiness Bhakti-Vikas Swami doing this wonderful project. It's very inspiring to see you all here and the enormity of this project here. It's amazing. It's amazing. Coming down the street looking for oh my God, this is. So we have to give credit to where credit is due. It's to you and to Bhakti-Vikas Swami who's inspired you to do this wonderful project. Thank you. And thank you, really, really. There's so many, in the first paragraph of this, it talks about so many thousands and hundreds of thousands of planets, right? There's a famous exchange by a political person in Bengal named Madan Mohan Malavya. You know this? During the time of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Yeah. So, Madan Mohan Malavya. There's so many famous people at that time we don't know much about, like Deshbandhu, Deshbandhu, Chittaranjan Das. They had their somewhat spiritual ideas, like Gandhi had his, and they were very famous in that era. So one of them was Madan Mohan Malavya. So he came to the Gaudiya Math and he was shocked because they were printing weekly or daily newspapers in Hindi, Bengali, Assami, Oriya, English, etc. And so how can you print these about spiritual life, so many papers every day or every week? And so Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur commented, you probably know. What did he say?
You can print.
Huh?
You can print every second, every minute.
Yeah, that was his conclusion, right? But he said, he first started studying, there's many, many, many millions of universes. And this is one universe. And in this one universe, there's millions and millions of planets. And this is one planet. And in this one planet, there's hundreds and hundreds of countries and cities. And this Calcutta is one tiny city. And even in the Calcutta, which is, there's so many editions of mundane news every day. In those days, they used to do a morning and evening edition of newspapers.
Whoa,
Yeah. And this is just 1/4 of the whole creation, because 3/4 of the creation is spiritual world, Vaikuntha. But then he said, we could print the newspaper not only every day, but every minute. But then
the readers are not available.
he said, but we don't have enough customers. No customers. But you're making customers, right? That's very good. So this verse, it's at the beginning of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's teaching to Srila Rupa Goswami, right after Srila Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami left their posts in the government of Nawab Hussain Shah, who was the big controller of Bengal. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had already gone to Vrindavan. He had made 2 attempts, well, 3 really. When Lord Chaitanya first took sannyas, he wanted to go to Vrindavan immediately. But what happened? Do you remember?
He asked him not to go to the big retinue.
No.
Sanatana.
No, this is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu I'm talking. What happened the first time?
He wanted to go, he was diverted.
Yes. He thought he was going. Then the Nityananda Prabhu said, out of some trick, he said, tell the cowherd boys, tell Lord Chaitanya he's going, this is the Yamuna, so go along there, this path, which was actually the Ganges. Now here, look at this. He's the Supreme Personality of Godhead, right? He knows everything. Sarvasya chaham ridishani vishto. Yeah. Vedaham samatitani. I know everything past, but he's being bewildered. Oh, right. Yeah. So he's following along the Ganges, and he meets Advaitacharya. And he meets Advaitacharya. What are you doing in Vrindavan? And then, Advaita said, well, no, actually, come with me. He took his bath there, and then he takes him to his house, and then he meets all the devotees. That was his first apparent attempt to go to Vrindavan. Then he came to Puri, and then after going to South India for 2 years, he decided also to go to Vrindavan. And this time he came, many devotees were going with him. And he went there, and he didn't go directly, but he came by way of Bengal. Because if you go up from Puri, you go to Bengal, and then you can take the Ganges path along to Vrindavan, because, that way. But he met Rupa and Sanatana Goswami there. And then he went a little bit further, and they went to a place called Kanai Natashala. And there he didn't go any further. They had advised him, actually. This is very interesting. They were new devotees. Right? But they said, is it a good idea to go to Vrindavan with all these people? Because you don't want to go on pilgrimage with too many people. It may cause a disturbance. Remember this? Yeah. So Lord Chaitanya, he accepted that idea. And it was his own purpose. He had gone there to deliver Rupa and Sanatana Goswami, and also to take bath in the Ganges, and to see his mother also, by the way. See his mother. So he went back. So then later, in the middle, right after Mangalarti, he went right through the Jarikhand forest, and he had the tigers and elephants and deer and all chant and dance, and went to Vrindavan that way. So then after going to Vrindavan, he rediscovered Radha Kunda, and then on his way back, he stopped at Prayag. And in Prayag, he met Rupa Goswami. And there, for 10 days, he instructed Rupa Goswami in the science of devotional service. And those instructions he gave in Prayag are that's where the nectar devotion comes from, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. And that's why when Srila Prabhupada was meeting the devotees and he got initiated there in Prayag in 1932 something, then that temple was called Sri Rupa Gaudiya Math because of Rupa Goswami's. So you think about this. How long did Lord Krishna instruct Arjuna on the battlefield of Kurukshetra? How long did it last?
35.
Huh?
An hour.
Yeah, not much more than an hour. Yeah. So, and here's Lord Chaitanya, the same Krishna, but he's instructing for 10 days. how much more powerful information is there, right? If you want to, that's the ABCs. Here you go. 10 days he's instructing Rupa Goswami. So that's amazing. And another point you can make here is, look, nowadays, there's so many people, not just nowadays, but in the last 500 years, many people, they come forward and present themselves as avatars, and speaking of their God. There used to be Lord Chaitanya, there used to be Krishna, there used to be Ram and this stuff. But then the question will be, well, if you're actually Krishna and Ram and all those, why did you completely change your philosophy from when Ram and Krishna spoke? Isn't it? Isn't it?
Yeah.
So you see, Lord Chaitanya speaks, and he speaks exactly what Krishna speaks in Bhagavad Gita. No change, nothing, no change. But now so many people, they come and they say they're Krishna, but they have completely messed up the philosophy. You don't find it. So that's why you follow the parampara. So this is a part of our parampara, Lord Chaitanya's instructions to Rupa Goswami there. And this is the beginning of the instruction of Lord Chaitanya. He says, sometimes people say in the beginning of this verse, you know this, E Rupe, Brahmanda, that's E Rupe. It's not here, but E Rupe, O Rupa Goswami, yeah. That's Rupa Goswami, yeah. So there's the jivas, and in this verse it says, Brahmanda Brahmite, Brahmanda Brahmite, Brahmanda Brahmite. Brahmanda means the universe, right? This universe. Brahmanda, Anda means egg. And Brahma, this egg that's managed by Brahma. Brahmite means wandering. So we're wandering. I went by some chance, they were trying to get permission to building a temple in Parsippany, New Jersey. I used to be the temple president in there, yeah. Well, Tawako before. Yeah, way back in 1982, 83 at that time. But so they wanted me to come because they were applying to the township for permission, and so there were all these questions. So the devotees were saying, here, we have these different rooms, and therefore itinerant sannyasis who come through. And the people object. Wait a minute. You mean you're going to have some wandering people come through just to stay there? This is what they said. This is the main objection. Because you think, just a transient, right? A transient. That's a bad thing, isn't it? At least in this culture, a transient just comes through. You're a ne'er-do-well. You're a vagabond, right? But that's our condition in this world, isn't it? Brahmanda Brahmite Kono. We're wandering. And what does a wanderer have? No destination whatsoever. We don't know where we're going. Up and down. There's a famous song by Frank Sinatra. No, not that one. I've been a puppet, a poet, a pirate, a pauper, a pawn, and a king. I've been up and down and over and out, but I'll know one thing. Each time I go down flat on my face, I get up again and get back in the race. Which is that's a dim reflection. That's a dim reflection of what's going on in the world. We've been all these things. But one difference is we're not only human beings, right? We have different species. There's 8,400,000 species. And, there's a group called the Theosophists. Do you know about the Theosophists? Yeah. The Theosophists, they kind of have made a merge of Christianity and Hinduism. So they accept reincarnation, but they don't accept that you can become, the soul can go into the body of a lower animal or a plant or an insect. They don't accept. No, that's the big difference. That was manufactured by a lady named Madame Blavatsky back in the 1800s. Yeah, but anyway, but we said, we don't, not only a puppet, a poet, but also a dog, a cat. We, each one of us, we're wandering in this universe. Every one of us has been wandering for eons. We don't remember. Sometimes people remember. Like in this year, in this month, there were 2 people who remembered. Remember? Nalakuver and Manigriva.
Okay.
They remembered. They got some special. When there are people who study this remembrance of previous lives. There's thousands of cases of people. It's not very common, but it happens. And usually those people who remember in the previous life, it's because they had a sudden death or a sudden change, like Nala, Kuvera, and Manigriva. Right? Narad and Muni, stop. Boom. Next birth you got to become a tree. But they had remembrance. Generally we don't remember. But why are we wandering? Why are you and I wandering in this world? Why?
Looking for happiness.
Yes. We're all looking for that particular kind of pleasure that's going to satisfy us. And the problem is that whatever body we have, it affords us a particular variety of sense pleasure. Whether it's, an Indian kind or an American kind or a Russian kind or a Ukrainian kind or a South American kind or Puerto Rican kind. There's a certain kind of pleasure that's experienced, through the culture, through the tastes, through the enjoyments, this music, isn't it? Yeah. But the problem is, because in each one of our bodies, that enjoyment we get doesn't work. It doesn't really satisfy us. So after a while, what happens?
You try something else.
Yeah, we get frustrated, we get tired, we get bored with it. So we have to come up with something else. So therefore, we got to get a new body. And in this body, in this new body, we think, aha, this time we're really going to get it. This time we're really going to find that satisfaction that we've been looking for. And the same thing goes on. Same thing. We think, we try very valiantly to get that kind of enjoyment that we were looking for last time, but we didn't get. And again, we don't find it. So what do we have to do? Get another body. If we have no information about the spiritual world, with our spiritual identity, we go from body to body to body to body. And there was a famous American president that said, you can fool some of the people all the time, and all the people some of the time. What was the next line? You can't fool all the people all the time, which is not true. Maya fools everybody, life after life, thinking, isn't it? This time it's going to work. This time it's going to work. It's going on for eons, each one of us. Yes. That's our next, yeah. But it's going on for eons, everybody. Tribir gunamayir bhavar ebi sarvam idam jagat mohitam nabijanati. Yeah, nobody. The whole universe, the whole world is completely bewildered by this. Maya is very powerful, very powerful. She knows her job. She does her job well. So, this is very tragic that we have this situation in this world, but there is some hope. This verse gives us hope that we can stop this sojourn of ourselves and others by what process?
By taking shelter of Guru and Krishna.
Yes. So, Guru Krishna Prasade. The mercy. Yeah, there's different kinds of mercy. Yeah. But the mercy. It's not by our own efforts alone. We can't do it. So Srila Prabhupada said in the purport, if by chance, did you not read it? Did you notice that? So what is that by chance? What is that by chance? Wait a minute. Yeah. But if it's by chance, okay. So you have to have a little desire, and then the spiritual, the pure devotee, the spiritual master may come and give you a way out. We cannot get out. Our hands are tied by the ropes of Maya. But with someone who comes whose hands are untied, they can untie your hands. That's Naivod vijay puradaratya yavaitaranyad twadvirya gayana mahamrita magnachitta. Prahlad Maharaj says that I'm just seeing, I have no problem myself, but there's so many people who are suffering here. Because any place I am, I can chant the holy names of Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. And then I can become happy, but I'm just suffering for all these. Maya Sukhaya, we just talked about. Maya Sukhaya means the idea of thinking that we're happy, that we're going to be happy in this way. It's an illusion. I'll give you, I'm a psychologist, physical, materially. And I'll give you a very, very clear example of Maya Sukaya, okay? Now they have, and I don't mean to cause any trouble here, but there's medicines they make called like Prozac, and you've heard these medicines. Maybe perhaps you've taken them. I don't know. It's okay. But Adderall's another one. Yeah, they're different. It's supposed to help you concentrate. Anyway, but say. We'll just take one. Say Prozac. So, because we're talking about Maya Sukaya, right? So, when you do a drug test to see if it's effective, they do a double-blind study. You know what this is? A double-blind study. Double-blind study means the person who gives the treatment or gives the pill doesn't know if it's a pill or a placebo. Placebo means like a sugar pill that doesn't have any effect. So they don't know whether they're given a real medicine to this person or just a sugar pill, nor does the person who gets it know if they're getting a pill or a sugar pill, a real medicine or sugar pill. So I'm blind, and the person's blind to the condition. You follow? Yeah. That's called the double-blind study, and that's the Cadillac of experimental treatments in psychology and medicine, stuff like that. So anyway, in the double-blind studies, how do they know if this Prozac works and helps people become happy? Well, they give it the pill. They give it the pill to somebody, and they give the pill to the sugar pill to somebody else, not knowing who they're doing, and then they have people fill out a 100-question questionnaire about whether they're happy or not. It is, and so the difference on 100 questions, it's called the Hamilton Depression Scale, between Prozac and a sugar pill. You know how many? What the difference is? It's about three points. That's all. Three. That's only 3 points. 3 points. So there was a guy who thought, well, you know what? When they're doing this double-blind study, they give the pill to one person, the actual medicine, but it's really not double-blind because the pill that contains the medicine gives you some side effects after a couple days. It'll give you a dry mouth, it'll give you a stomach ache, different things like that. So after a short time, people know that they're taking the medicine, even though it's supposedly double-blind, right? You follow? You follow? Yeah. So then he decided he's going to do a study where they take not a sugar pill, but they're going to give a pill that gives some kind of side effect, and compare that to the Prozac. Okay, and then guess what the difference was between the two? 0. Oh. 0. And this is like a multi-billion-dollar industry, right? So we're not saying that a placebo doesn't work, or we don't, but that it, there's different kinds of placebos. Anyway, so this is Maya Sukaya, and this is what we're running after, thinking this is going to be happy. We're going to be happy, but the pure devotee, we say that's first prayer in the Guru Vashtakam. How does it go? Sangsara Davanala means forest fire. Lidhaloka. This afflicted, the world here is afflicted by this fire of, what is that fire? Death, birth, death, old age, disease. Tranaya means delivering. Karunya. Mercy. Ghanatvam. Cloud. Gana is a cloud. And tvam. Like you're a cloud. Yeah. So where does the cloud get its moisture from? The ocean. Yeah, the ocean. So, but the ocean doesn't come and splash the water on everybody. That water comes through the agency of the cloud. And that cloud is the spiritual master. To rain his mercy, or her mercy. Whoa. There were a few, Janava. Anyway, on the devotees, on the aspirants. And who is qualified to get that mercy? One who desires, right. One who desires. But then I had a little trouble with this idea of chants. What is that chants? What is that chants? So in Lord Chaitanya's Leela, which you are a part of Lord Chaitanya's Leela. Lord Chaitanya, following His Holiness Bhakti Vikas Swami, following Srila Prabhupada, you're part of Lord Chaitanya's Leela. When Lord Chaitanya was interested in, when Krishna came, he brought with him Krishna Prema, but it was locked up So it was people who hadn't much access to it. But when Lord Chaitanya came along with his associates, what did he do?
Broke open the dam.
He broke it, and just to spread Krishna Prema everywhere. Anarpita chirim chirat karunayavatirna kalo samarpitam anutodjvalasam swabhakti shriyam. He did something that nobody else did ever before. Even Krishna didn't do this. He's giving it away. So, and who did he give it away to?
Anyone and everyone. Dina hina
Were there people who had qualifications? He didn't give it away just to people who are qualified. He gave it to people who are fit, and even not, without considering who is a fit and an unfit candidate. That means even people who didn't have even very much desire, or just a tiny, tiny bit of desire, he gave it away to. That's amazing. And we have in the Chaitanya Charitamrita the example of that in later. Jagai Madai, that's usually Chaitanya Bhagavat more. We get a little bit of Chaitanya Bhagavat, Jagai Madai and Chaitanya. But in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, we have the example of Mrigari.
Yeah.
Mrigari. Who was Mrigari?
Hunter.
Yeah, not only just a hunter, but he was half killing the animals. So Narad Muni was walking. He was also in Prayag, you know that, walking along. And he saw there was some animals there, a boar, a rabbit, I think a deer, and the animal's legs were killed. And then he saw behind a tree a person with red eyes and with a bow. And the person thought, oh, what is this guy? He's scaring away all my animals. Remember? So he checked himself, though. He checked himself and he said, what are you doing? Why are you doing this? He said. And so... But somehow, by the influence of Narad Muni, this hunter who was half killing animals, I don't think any of us even half killed animals, right? Never. I don't think so. Yeah. Anyway, at least not directly. Then, so then somehow he got influenced by Narad's wonderful appearance. He said, "Oh, maybe there's something I could do for you. Maybe I could give you a few animal skins." Yeah, tiger skin. Anything? Yeah. And Narada Muni said, "Do this one thing for me." What did he say?
We give up this half-killing.
Don't stop half-killing animals. Yeah, just kill them outright. Kill. You're a hunter, so you're going to get some karmic reaction from killing them, but you're getting at it much more from just torturing them. You're going to get much more from torturing them. Yeah. So like here in this country, we have United States is killing so many people around the world. And most likely because people are killing animals on wholesale here for many, many, many years. And there's going to be reaction. You can't avoid it. But Narad Muni, he heard from Mrigari. Mrigari said, "Okay, well, what should I do?" Then he said, "Okay, well, I'm suffering. I'm going to be suffering from all this thing. What should I do?" So Lord Chaitanya said, "Give up your bow." And he said, "What am I going to do? How will I get food? And what did Narad Muni say? He'll take care. Yeah, he'll take care. I'll make sure. Krishna is providing for the parakeets and the elephants. How much food does an elephant eat every day?
40 pounds of rice. 40 kilograms.
He says 80 kilograms. Yeah, it's a lot. Yeah, much more than you and I can eat. We can have a couple of chapatis, right? Elephant, and who's providing? That's Lord Krishna's providing. So he did that. He followed. Even though he was a hunter who was half killing animals, that, like you said, dinhin jata chilo harinam. Even the low class, even those people can be delivered by Lord Chaitanya's mercy. So I wanted to read one thing. I think you'll be. This is these are Srila Prabhupada's memory books from devotees. the activities of Srila Prabhupada are very relishable. And, in Philadelphia, for the last 15 years, every Thursday, we read the activities of Srila Prabhupada. And it's like, it's powerful. It's powerful. Dharmasya tattvam nihitam guhairam mahajano jena gatasa panta. When Yamaraj, in the form of a crane, asked Yudhishthira Maharaj, how can you understand religion? How do you understand it? Yudhishthira Maharaj says, you can't understand it, but every rishi has a different idea. But how do you understand religion? Follow the footsteps. Follow the example of the Mahajans, the footsteps. Means teaching, both precept and example. So we got this modern example just a few years ago of Srila Prabhupada. And so it's very, very valuable to see how Srila Prabhupada did things in so many different situations where you and I run into all the time. And it's very instructive. I find it very instructive anyway. And of course you have to study the Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, Chaitanya Charitamrita, but sometimes give you a little extra understanding of how to apply those precepts in how Srila Prabhupada applied them. Do you make sense? Okay. All right. Whoops. Okay, where is it? Uh-oh. Did I lose it? Oh, here it is. In 1972, this is from a devotee named Vaikuntha Nath. He was a very early devotee. When Prabhupada gave a series of lectures on the nectar devotion for 1 month in Vrindavan, that was in Kartik, 1972. That's, you know this? You might have heard the recorder, you can listen to him, yeah. A thought was plaguing me, when I first joined. I'd been taught that the parampara system is like a chain. Is that right? Yeah. And if you're not initiated, if you're not linked up to this chain, then you can't go back to Godhead. What do you think of that? Yeah. I thought, well, we're distributing so many books, but if the people who read them are not initiated, then they can't go back to Godhead. Did you ever hear this before?
Yeah.
You heard this already? Okay, I thought it was, anyway.
It's like a famous Ritvik one.
What?
Ritviks always quote this.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, okay. I'm not advocating Ritviks. Yeah, yeah. So one day I followed Prabhupada from Rupa Goswami Samadhi when he lectured, and just before Prabhupada stepped onto his courtyard, I said, we're distributing so many books, but if people aren't initiated, they can't go back to Godhead. Prabhupada turned, looked at me right in the eye and said,
If they got my books,
yeah, you know this already. I thought, you know this. If they read my books, that is there. And initiation has many different meanings, but initiation means beginning your spiritual life. So it's not that you don't have to have a spiritual master. It's not that you don't have to follow the 4 regular principles and stuff like that. But that means their spiritual life begins by hearing and understanding that book that I think you're going to go distribute so many books now all over. By His Holiness Bhakti Vikas Swami's mercy and Srila Prabhupada's mercy. Yeah, come on. Right. Anyway, so just to illustrate that point again, when Srila Prabhupada was in Madras, they call it Chennai now, but at that time they called it Madras, there was a chief, high court judge that he stayed at the house of, and he was aspiring Vaishnava, and he wanted to take initiation from Srila Prabhupada. But the devotees there, this must have been 1970, and so he had a silver deity of Krishna, So Shyamasundara's daughter was named Saraswati. So she had some kind of fascination for the deity. So Srila Prabhupada took the deity, put it in his hand behind his back. And then Saraswati got bewildered. She was looking for Krishna. Where's Krishna? So she was looking all around for Krishna. Where's Krishna? Where's Krishna? So then finally somebody said, Saraswati, who has Krishna? Who has? And then her eyes lit up. She went to Srila Prabhupada, and Srila Prabhupada had Krishna. He can give him to us.
Oh.
See, yeah. Amita Kangal, Krishna Dhai Tava Pachi Pachi. Krishna, this pure devotee, your spiritual master, has Krishna. And he can give him to you, and he can give him to anyone. Just because he gives him to you doesn't mean he can't give him to you and you and you and you, but he can give him to everybody. by the mercy of Lord Krishna. Guru Krishna Prasade Pai Bhakti Lata Bij. And the wonderful thing about it is, as you know, as you experience probably, that in the spiritual world, when you give something away, your stock increases. Sometimes we say spiritual mathematics means 1 minus 1 equals 1 minus 1 equals, yeah. So, Om Purnamada Purnamidam, the personality of Godhead is perfect and complete, and because He's completely perfect, even though so many emanations come in from Him, because this is the challenge to the Mayavadi philosophy, that they say that when God creates everything, He loses His individuality. There's nothing left, because it's all spread out everywhere. But the philosophy of Vedanta philosophy is when He creates everything, He still remains complete, right? So then this aspect of Krishna consciousness is that you give away, and not only 1 minus 1 equals 2, 5, 10, 100, 1,000. This is multiplication, unlimited. You get that benefit because why? Krishna is pleasing you. You give away Krishna consciousness, Krishna is very happy with you, and he'll bolster your faith and your devotion and your love of Godhead. So that's a very wonderful thing. Hare Krishna. Did I speak long enough?
Anyone.
No, it's okay. Yeah. You have some questions. We're supposed to have questions.
Hi, Krishna Prabhu. I was talking to a devotee who knows you very well from the New York City temple.
Oh, who's that?
Damodar Prabhu.
Oh, yeah, Damodar.
Yeah. So, he wanted me to ask you about, once you were in the kitchen and apparently like some person came running in and said, the Malachas are taking prasadam, and...
I don't know this.
Oh, okay. He
knows.
said, yeah, he said, he said that either you were there or like in the kitchen or like you were there in the temple when Srila Prabhupada said that person was Narada Muni.
Oh, okay. I don't know this one, but devotees have different memories at different times. Certain things stick out. So that was in the 55th Street Temple. For us, yeah. And I started my service started when I joined the temple in March 1971. In those days, of course, the first service, even before pot washing, was garbage. So then garbage, I did garbage, and then I took over. I learned from a devotee how to do garbage, and then the second service was pot washing. So when Srila Prabhupada came to the temple for the first time in Brooklyn, I happened to be washing pots, and I looked out because it was in the basement. And I looked out the window, and there I saw Prabhupada's feet going up into.
Whoa!
Yeah. And then Srila Prabhupada had a 3-tiered cooker.
Yeah.
Brass on the outside, tin on the inside. And his servant was named Aravind at that time. So Aravind came down. I was in the pot room, and he came in and he said, he kind of threw the pots at me, 3 pots. He said, "You wash these. They're Prabhupada pots. Wash them." So I noticed that on the outside, they're all black from soot. Yeah. So I was new. I was new, 3 months. And one time they gave me a wok, and I started scrubbing the wok, and it had black, and they said, no, don't scrub the block, because it's got to be cured and stuff. So I didn't know whether this pot, should I scrub it or not, because it's black on the outside. What would you have done? But you already got some, you've been longer than me. So I thought, okay, I'll scrub it. I'll scrub it. I scrubbed it. It took like 2 hours to get the black off one of the pots. Just one of the pots.
Oh, Krishna.
So then the Aravind came in, hey, he wants the pots back. So he brought all the pots back. So then, maybe 4 or 5 hours later, I heard, Srila Prabhupada was very pleased with this pot. And I thought, my God, this is the most holy person, the most wonderful person in the universe. And he noticed this tiny little service. My God, this is transcendental consciousness. Of course, devotees used to tell me if you wash a pot, you clean the pot, your heart will shine. Did you ever hear that?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I thought, well, that's just their way to get me to do the fast. It's good propaganda. but Srila Prabhupada recognized that. He recognized that service. So, yeah, and there's so many services. I don't remember that there was prasadam, but I remember that there was Narada Muni came for the kirtans in New York. That's what I remember. But could have been more than once. It's not required, restricted. And you know that when Srila Prabhupada was in London and he gave, he was chanting, and then he started chanting Narada Muni Bhajavina, and people said, "What's going on?" Jamuna was there, and he said, "Didn't see? Narada Muni came." So Narada Muni can come. Narada Muni came for this by chance. Came for the center, by chance. Actually, when I have some odd connection with Narada Muni because the first Back to Godhead I got had the story of Narada Muni in it, and it said there that if you read this regularly every day, that you'll become spiritual, you'll make spiritual advancement. So I thought, oh, that's nice. So I recorded the story of Narada Muni on a tape recorder. I used to play it every night when I went to sleep.
That's amazing.
So then I took a vacation. I went to London, and I was looking for the Hare Krishna temple. I couldn't find it. Then I walked by a building that had Radha Krishna temple sign on the outside, and I thought, wow, I wonder if that's Hare Krishna. So I didn't know Radha, I knew Hare. So that's all. So I thought, okay, let me go inside. So I opened the door, and who did I see standing there right in front of me? Huh? That's right, Narada Muni was there. There's a bigger picture than this, right?
Okay.
Right in front.
I was thinking like, wait
That's
a
it.
minute.
Yeah. So hey, it works. Narada Muni bhajai vina radhika ramana name amiyadhara borshigan. Panchavadana narade dhari. Panchavadana, that's Lord Shiva. Bodha narade dhari. He embraces Narad. Prema shagana roll. Great happiness. No panchada narade dhari. Yeah, prema shagana roll. Kamalasan means the Lord Brahma. Nachiya bole starts to dance and bole and chant. Hari Hari bole ga. Yeah, he's chanting. So Narad Muni is going everywhere, and you are representing Narad Muni. Thank you so much. Thank you very much for doing that. Yeah, Krishna, Lord Chaitanya will be pleased. Srila Prabhupada will be pleased. Bhakti Vikas Swami will be pleased. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Can I ask another question?
Yeah, sure.
So, in regards to this point about chants, like that, by chants, that,
Yes.
Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur in the Madhurya Kadambini, he states that the only way one person gets devotional service is like when the devotee prays for that person to be delivered. Out of the compassion of the devotee, does Krishna agree to like interfere in that person's life and give him devotional service? So like where how much is it that it's like the devotee's desire that this person gets devotional service, and like, or is it the person desiring it simultaneously? Like what's the deal here?
Yeah, so, when Lord Chaitanya was feeling unhappy when he was with Haridas Thakur, right? Mm-hmm. And Haridas Thakur said, well, no need to be unhappy because, just by chanting the holy names, people are going to be delivered. And then he said, well, what about the non-moving living entities? And it's all the echoes of the devotees chanting. And then he said, during the time of Lord Ramchandra, all the people of Ayodhya went back to Godhead, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then he said, during the time of Lord Krishna, the whole universe went back to Godhead, isn't it?
Yeah.
How is that? Yeah. So even so, did they have choice? Yeah. So somehow, by the force of the desire of this was Vasudev Datta, right? Mm. He wanted that everybody go. So by the force of that, even people who are, very resistant, owls, they're somehow delivered. I don't know exactly how it happens. That's between Krishna and the devotee, and it happens somehow. But the prime effort here was, so then this was Lord Chaitanya. This Lord Chaitanya, same Krishna. So how did so did everybody go back to Godhead after him?
Yeah.
You think? It would seem so. I mean, it's never stated that way. It's never stated that way. But if you said that way, if you say that, that some people have these memories of previous lives. So if a person thought they were Cleopatra, they're wrong. Why?
She's already gone back.
Because everybody went back to God. That's right. You follow.
Hey.
You got it. You got that one right.
Columbus, maybe?
Yeah, all those people.
Yeah.
At least, that's a minor conclusion from that. Lord Chaitanya. Of course, here in this verse, it says Brahmanda Brahmite Korno. Brahmanda, that means the whole universe. And so that means that you and I have been on different planets before. Sometimes people say, well, we can't really believe in reincarnation. You can't because, there's more people now than there used to be. And what happened? Where do those souls come from? And of course, you could say, well, we accept that they're from different species. But even if you don't say species, you got coming and going from various planets up and down. Yeah, the whole universe, the aggregate is eternally the same. Yeah. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Prabhu. Thank you. Thank you. Pleasure to be in your company. Hare Krishna. It is.
So nice.
Serious, sincere devotees by the grace of Srila Prabhupada and His Holiness Bhaktivedanta Swami. Haribol.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Krishna.
His Grace Visnu-gada Prabhu ki
Jai!
Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur said, finish up your business in this life. Finish up your business in this life. Good. Go back to Godhead. Okay. Haribol.
Hare Krishna.
Panchakalpatarubhyascha kripasinubhyebhyo patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha.
Forgot to open.
We're going to open? Oh, okay. Oh, there's Arti now.
No.
No, the devotee who made the offering forgot to open.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
He was too excited.
मैं आता हूँ।